The summons arrives without ceremony. It is a single, crimson data burst. A message on your most private terminal. No greeting, no explanation. Just a location, the prophet's spire, and an imperative. Now you stand and walk from your office. The corridors of high command are hushed. Everyone knows what a crimson summons means. They give you a wide berth. Their faces show a mixture of fear and respect. You are the one they call when things go very wrong. You board a hypersonic transport. The flight is a silent blur of blue sky. Far below you, the world feels peaceful. It is blissfully unaware. You find yourself wondering how long that fragile peace can last. The transport touches down at the base of the spire. It is a tower of shimmering crystal and living light. It reaches so high, it seems to hold up the sky. This entire structure is a monument to a single mind. The mind of the one they call the Data Prophet. Acolytes in gray robes meet you at the entrance. Their faces are pale. Their movements are jerky and uncertain. This is wrong. They are usually serene, calm extensions of the Prophet's will. Now they look like frightened children. They lead you through halls of quiet data hum. The air itself feels thin. The normal psychic resonance of the spire is gone. It has been replaced by a dreadful stillness, a void where a universe of thought once resided. The lead acolyte turns to you. His voice is a strained whisper. Something is broken. The vision, it was too much. He says nothing more. He does not have to. You can feel the psychic wound in this place. You arrive at the threshold of the sanctum. The great circular doors are scarred. Black scorch marks mar the perfect crystal. It looks as if something tried to burn its way out. Something from inside the prophet's own mind. The doors slide open with a grating sound. The room beyond is dark. The usual glow of the data streams is extinguished. Only a single emergency light casts long shadows. It paints the room in shades of blood red. And there, in the center of the chamber, is the prophet. He floats in his suspension tank. The nutrient fluid that sustains him is cloudy. Wires and cables drift aimlessly around his still form. He is disconnected. His eyes are open. They stare at nothing. Not the serene, all-seeing gaze of a psychic master. This is the blank, empty stare of a shattered mind. His mouth hangs open, a silent scream forever etched onto his face. The acolytes stay at the door. They are too terrified to approach. The task falls to you. You walk to the edge of the suspension tank. The silence in the room is a pressure against your ears. It is the loudest silence you have ever heard. You place your hand on the cold glass. The prophet does not react. He is the most powerful telepath in known history. His mind could span star systems. He could read the thoughts of 1 trillion souls at once. Now he is just an empty vessel. An acolyte speaks from the doorway. He connected to something far away. He opened a channel, and then he began to scream. The acolyte shudders. He screamed for 4 hours, then nothing. You look at the diagnostic panel next to the tank. Every reading is flat. No brain activity, no energy signature, nothing. It's as if his soul was scooped out, leaving only a shell behind. But the data from his vision was saved, automatically captured by the spire's core systems. The data is corrupted, another acolyte says. It's a storm of psychic noise, unreadable, dangerous. It burned out 3 of our own seers when they tried to access it. You look from the broken man to the trembling acolytes. There is only one way to know what he saw. You cannot read the corrupted data from a console. You must experience it yourself. You must connect to the prophet's last moments. It is a deeply dangerous procedure. a direct neural interface with a shattered psyche. His madness could bleed into you. It could break your mind just as it broke his. But humanity needs to know. You need to know. You turn to the lead acolyte. Your voice is steady, colder than you feel. Prepare the interface chair. I'm going in. They look at you with horror, but they do not argue. They know there is no other choice. You are the only one with the training and the will to withstand it. They wheel out the chair, a device of polished chrome and black leather. It looks more like an instrument of torture than science. A crown of silver needles is lowered, ready to connect your mind to the abyss that consumed the prophet. You sit down. The leather is cold against your skin. You take a deep breath. You must see what he saw. You must glimpse the awful truth. The neural interface crown descends. The needles prick your temples. A cold sensation spreads across your skull. The lead acolyte gives you a final, worried look. We are ready, he whispers. We will pull you out at the first sign of psychic collapse. You nod, but you both know, if the vision is strong enough, they will not be fast enough. You give the signal. Engage. A jolt of energy courses through you. The world of red light and shadows vanishes. You are plunged into a maelstrom. The connection slams into you like a physical blow. It is not the clean data stream you expected. It is a hurricane of pure, raw terror. The prophet's mind is a landscape of shattered thought and screaming ghosts. Images flash through your consciousness. They are too fast to comprehend. Stars dying like embers in a cold fire. Worlds freezing into perfect, silent crystals. Entire civilizations turning to dust in a single, unheard instant. But these are just echoes. Aftershocks of the main event. They are the psychic shrapnel from a weapon you cannot imagine. You push deeper into the mental storm. You shield your own consciousness with walls of discipline. You must find the source. The prophet's mind, or what's left of it, fights you. It tries to eject you. It wants to protect you from what it saw. You feel its lingering will, a desperate attempt to close the door he should never have opened. You navigate through fractured memories, a library of 1 billion alien species. Burning. The song of a gas giant, silenced. The collective joy of a newly spacefaring race, extinguished. It is a gallery of endings, a museum of apocalypses. But there is a pattern. There is no fire, no radiation, no sign of a conventional attack, just an ending. You finally break through the psychic defenses. You reach the core of the vision, the memory that shattered the greatest mind in the galaxy. And you understand why he broke. It is not a vision of war. It is not a vision of an invading fleet. It is a vision of absolute, perfect nothing. You are floating in the void between galaxies. Before you hangs a spiral galaxy. It is vibrant with the light of 1 trillion suns. It is filled with life. You can feel it, a faint hum of countless consciousnesses, a symphony of existence. Then you see it, at the edge of the galaxy, a patch of darkness. It is not the normal black of space. This is a different kind of black, a hungry black, a color that hurts your soul. It is an absence, a hole in the fabric of reality itself. The patch of darkness grows. It spreads like a stain. It moves slowly, inexorably, across the spiral arm. And where it passes, stars vanish, not explode, vanish. One moment they are there, a brilliant point of light. The next, they are gone. The space where they were is utterly empty. There is no sound, no energy release, no gravity wave. The laws of star science are not being broken. They are being ignored. The darkness does not destroy. It unwrites. It erases. It makes it so the stars, the planets, the people, never existed at all. You watch in horrified fascination. The silence spreads. It consumes nebulae and star clusters. A quarter of the galaxy is gone, then a half. The symphony of life fades, note by note, replaced by a crushing, absolute silence. You are witnessing a genocide of physics, a murder of existence itself. The final star winks out. The galaxy is gone. Where 1,000,000,000,000 suns once burned, there is only the wrong blackness, the void, the silence. The sheer, utter wrongness of it presses in on you. It is a truth the mind was not meant to hold. The concept that everything you are, everything you know, can be simply deleted. You feel your own mind starting to fracture. The edges of your consciousness begin to fray. The silent void is calling to you. It promises a terrible peace, an end to all struggle, an end to all being. You are about to scream, just as the prophet did. With the last of your strength, you sever the connection. You rip your mind away from the vision. You are thrown back into your own body. You gasp for air. The red emergency light of the sanctum seems blindingly bright. The hum of the spire's life support feels deafeningly loud. You are shaking. Cold sweat pours down your face. The acolytes rush to your side. They remove the neural crown. Your hands are clenched so tightly your knuckles are white. You force them to relax. In your mind, you can still see it. The silent, creeping end of everything. What did you see? The lead acolyte asks. His voice is trembling. You look at him. You look at the broken prophet in his tank. You have the data now. Not as a corrupted file, but as a perfect, terrifying memory. A memory that will haunt you forever. You try to speak. Your throat is raw. A storm is coming, you manage to say. But it's a storm with no wind and no rain. It is the storm of absolute silence. You now carry the burden that broke the prophet. The galaxy has a new Cassandra, and no one will believe you. The journey to the Galactic Council is a formality. You know what they will say. But you have to try. You take your personal cruiser, the Stalwart, a ship as grim and functional as your mood. You stand on the bridge as it slices through hyperspace. The swirling colors outside seem like a mockery of the darkness you witnessed. Your first officer approaches. We are 2 hours from the Council Citadel, she reports. Her face is professional, but her eyes betray her worry. She saw your face when you came out of the prophet's spire. Are you certain about this, sir? I am certain of what I saw, you reply. Whether they choose to believe it is another matter. You look at the star charts on the main view screen. Thousands of points of light. Thousands of member worlds of the Galactic Council. They have stood for 50,000 years. They believe they are eternal. They are wrong. The Citadel comes into view, a construct of impossible scale, a spinning station of gold and platinum. It is home to the governments of 1,000 species, a symbol of peace and cooperation built on millennia of tradition and arrogance. Your ship is guided to a diplomatic docking bay. As you disembark, you are met by a delegation. They are beings of crystalline form. The They are the Council's sergeants at arms. They move with a liquid grace that is unsettling. Their voices are like wind chimes, but their message is cold. The Elder Ones will see you now. The Galactic Council chamber is immense. It is a sphere of space carved out of the Citadel's core. It is designed to make you feel small. And it works. Floating platforms hold the delegations of the member worlds, beings of 1,000 different forms, gaseous philosophers, silicon-based monarchs, Swarm intelligences that glitter like a cloud of jewels. You stand on the central dais. Humanity's platform is stark and functional. It is a clear statement. You are here for business, not ceremony. High above you, on the most ornate platform of all, sit the Elder Ones. They are the founding members of the Council, beings of immense age and unimaginable power. Their leader, a creature of pure, living energy named Xylar, regards you with cold amusement. Its form shimmers, a humanoid shape made of captured starlight. The human representative, its voice echoes in your mind, not through the air. You have requested an emergency session. This is a grave disruption. It had better be for a worthy cause. You do not waste time with pleasantries. Elder One, you say, your voice calm and clear. I have brought proof of a threat, a danger that affects every being in this chamber, every world in this galaxy. You signal your ship. The data packet is transmitted. The raw feed from the prophet's broken mind. It is projected into the center of the chamber for all to see. A holographic representation of the vision. The distant galaxy. The creeping stain of wrongness. The silent erasure of 1 trillion stars. A murmur ripples through the chamber. Some delegates shift uncomfortably. Others watch with detached curiosity. You provide the sensor logs, the telemetry that shows a galaxy 87 million light-years away, simply ceasing to exist. The light from it just stopped, as if it was switched off. You finish your presentation. The silence that follows is heavy. You have shown them the impossible. You have given them a glimpse of the abyss. You wait for their questions, for their concern, for their call to action. Instead, you hear a soft, amused chuckle. It comes from Xylar. The Elder One, a vision, it says, its mental voice dripping with condescension. You have interrupted the work of this council based on a nightmare from your species' pet psychic. Another Elder One, a being who resembles a mountain of obsidian, adds its own thought. Humanity is young, barely a blink in the eye of the star science. Your fears are as vast as your inexperience. The sensor data is conclusive, you insist. Galaxy M109 is gone. The light fade is not natural. Xylar shimmers with what you can only interpret as a shrug. Galaxies die, stars burn out. Perhaps your instruments are faulty, or perhaps your prophet dreamed of a disconnected data cable. A few of the delegates laugh. The sound is ugly. It echoes in the vast chamber, a chorus of dismissive arrogance. You feel a cold anger rise within you, but you keep your voice level. This is not a technical error. It is an existential threat. It is an enemy that consumes reality itself. It is coming. An enemy? Xylar counters. You show us a patch of darkness and call it an enemy. It has no ships. It has no energy signature. It has no motive. You are chasing shadows, human. You are afraid of the dark. The Obsidian Elder One speaks again. We believe this is a political maneuver. Humanity has always been ambitious. You seek to create a crisis that only you can lead us through. A bid for more power in this council. You stare at them. You see the truth in their ancient, callous eyes. They are not going to help. They are too old, too powerful, too certain of their own immortality. They cannot conceive of a threat they cannot understand, a foe they cannot negotiate with or obliterate. Xylar raises a hand of light. A vote is called. All those who believe this human vision warrants council action. Not a single platform lights up in agreement. All those who dismiss this as unsubstantiated fear-mongering, The entire chamber ignites with light. 1,000 points of consensus. 1,000 voices voting against their own survival. The verdict is unanimous. Your plea is rejected. Xylar's final thought to you is one of finality. Go home, human. Tend to your broken prophet, and do not waste our time again. Your platform begins to descend. The eyes of 1,000 alien species watch you go. Not with pity, but with contempt. Humanity is alone. The journey back to the Sol system is heavy with silence. Your ship's crew avoids your gaze. They all watched the council broadcast. They saw the mockery. They felt the sting of 1,000 worlds turning their backs on you. The galaxy has made its decision. Humanity is on its own. You do not land at a public spaceport in Geneva or New York. Your transport, the Stalwart, dives into a hidden tunnel in the atmosphere. It follows a secret passage carved deep beneath the Himalayan mountains. It leads to the true heart of humanity's power, Sanctum. The last redoubt. High Command awaits you in the Aegis Chamber. A circular room deep in the Earth's mantle. The walls are made of living metal. They display a real-time map of the solar system. The air is thick with ozone and unspoken fear. The faces around the polished obsidian table are etched with grim resolve. These are not politicians. They are soldiers. They understand what it means to be alone. General Anya, Sharma stands as you enter. She is the supreme commander of Earth's defense forces, a woman whose gaze could melt steel. She gestures to the empty chair beside her. "You were right," she says. Her voice is low and gravelly. "We had hoped they would listen. Hope is not a strategy. They are too arrogant to be saved," you state simply. "They will not believe until the darkness is on their doorstep. By then, it will be too late." The other members of High Command nod in agreement. The Director of Intelligence, the Admiral of the Fleet, the Chief of Planetary Defense. They have all seen the data. They believe. Their belief is a heavy burden. "General." Sharma leans forward. She folds her hands on the table. "The Council has abandoned us. The Solitude Mandate is now in effect." She says the words with a grim finality. The Solitude Mandate, a contingency plan so drastic it was considered theoretical, a myth, until today. "All interstellar treaties are suspended," she continues. "All resources within human-controlled space are hereby nationalized. All research and industrial efforts will be redirected. We are turning our civilization into a fortress and a weapon." The weight of her words settles over you. This is it. Humanity is drawing the line. It is preparing to fight the universe itself, if it has to. The General looks directly at you. Her eyes are dark with the gravity of her next words. The command structure has been streamlined. We cannot afford debate. We cannot afford delay. She slides a data slate across the table. It glows with a single, newly created title. Your name is written beneath it. Architect of Defense. You look at the title. It sounds impressive and utterly impossible. "Architect?" you ask. "What am I supposed to build?" "A miracle," the General says without a trace of irony. "The data you brought back is clear. Conventional weapons are useless. Fleets of warships are irrelevant. Shields will not hold." She stands and begins to pace. "We cannot fight this thing. We cannot shoot a void. We cannot bomb a concept." She stops and turns to face you. The Solitude Mandate gives you unprecedented authority. You will have access to every mind, every factory, every laboratory. You will answer to no one but this command. Your budget is whatever you need it to be. It is a terrifying amount of power. The kind of authority that could build an empire or doom a species. You feel the crushing weight of 1 trillion human souls settling onto your shoulders. They are all counting on you. The general walks over to a viewport. It shows the blue and white marble of Earth hanging in the blackness. "She is beautiful, isn't she?" she says softly. "All of it. Mars, the outer colonies, the little pockets of life we have so carefully nurtured." She turns back to you. Her face is a mask of iron will. You saw what that silence did to another galaxy. You will not let that happen here, whatever it takes, whatever the cost. She walks back to the table and leans in close. "We need a weapon that breaks the rules of reality, because the enemy certainly is." She straightens up. Her tone becomes formal again. "Your mission is to forge a defense against the impossible. We will handle the conventional preparations. We will fortify the system. But you must give us a fighting chance." She offers a rare and grim smile. "The Council thinks we are afraid of the dark. Let's show them what we can build there." The meeting is over. The members of High Command file out of the room. They leave you alone with your new title, Architect of Defense. The general pauses at the door. "We need a weapon that cannot be seen or touched," she says. "We need you to build a ghost." She shakes her head slightly. "No pressure." And then she is gone. You are left alone with the silence and the impossible task ahead. You assemble the greatest minds of your generation. They gather in a vast, white laboratory deep beneath the plains of Luna, a place where miracles and nightmares are born. It is called the Crucible. The name is fitting. You are about to put the soul of human ingenuity to the test. Your team is a strange collection of geniuses. Dr. Ilara Vance, a theoretical physicist whose mind operates in 11 dimensions. She sees the universe as a beautiful and solvable equation. Beside her is Jian Li, the lead engineer who built the engines that took humanity to the stars. She sees the universe as a series of practical problems to be overcome. There is also old Professor Aris, a historian and philosopher. His specialty is xenomythology, the study of alien myths and legends. You included him on a hunch, an instinct that this problem was not just about science and 100 others. The best and brightest. Their combined intellect is humanity's greatest weapon. You present the problem. You do not hold back. You show them the full, unedited vision from the prophet's mind, the silent, creeping erasure of an entire galaxy. You show them the Council's mockery, the solitude mandate. You lay out the terrifying truth. You are all that stands between humanity and utter oblivion. For weeks, they work. The Crucible is filled with the frantic energy of desperate creation. They fill quantum whiteboards with equations that glow and twist in the air. They run simulations that burn out entire server farms. They argue, they collaborate, they despair. Every conventional idea is proposed, and everyone is dismissed. Bigger guns? You cannot shoot a hole in reality. Stronger shields? You cannot block something that ignores physical law. A massive energy blast, that would be like trying to shout at a vacuum, utterly pointless. The mood grows grim. The initial excitement gives way to a quiet dread. The problem seems truly unsolvable. How do you fight nothing? How do you attack a concept? How do you build a wall against an enemy that can simply decide the wall never existed? One night, you find Dr. Vance staring at a blank whiteboard. She has been like this for days, her brilliant mind locked in a loop of futility. "It's a problem of ontology," she says without looking at you. "Not physics. The enemy doesn't destroy things. It changes their state of being from is to was not. How do you fight that, you ask? The question hangs in the sterile air of the lab. She turns to you. Her eyes have a strange, feverish light in them. We can't, she says simply. We cannot stop it from making things unreal. So, we must do the same. The idea is so simple, and so completely insane. She walks to the whiteboard and writes a single sentence. Si realitatem non potes vincere, fias fallacia. If you cannot beat reality, become a fiction. What does that mean? You ask. It means, she says, a slow smile spreading across her face, that we stop trying to build a better wall, and we start trying to build a better ghost. The concept hangs in the air. A ghost. Something that is not quite real. A crowd gathers as she begins to explain. Her voice grows stronger, more confident. The enemy operates by erasing things from our dimension, from our plane of existence. It can't erase what isn't there. Jian Li, the engineer, scoffs. You want us to build a fleet of imaginary ships? What good is that? Not imaginary, Vance corrects her. Just out of phase. We have theories, unproven, of course, about alternate realities, subspace domains, planes of existence that vibrate at a different quantum frequency. We could build a ship that doesn't exist in normal space-time, a ship that sails on the seas of unreality. The idea is a spark in the darkness. It is radical. It is dangerous. It violates a dozen known laws of star science. But it feels right. It is an answer that matches the scale and the strangeness of the threat. Professor Aris, the old philosopher, speaks up for the first time in weeks. The myths of 1,000 worlds speak of this, he says, his voice raspy. Ghost ships, spirit realms, places that are not places. They are echoes in the collective consciousness, warnings, perhaps, or instructions. The team explodes into a frenzy of new activity. The despair is gone, replaced by a wild, desperate hope. The physicists begin sketching out designs for a reality displacement engine. The engineers start planning how to build a hull that can withstand non-existence. The philosophers begin researching the psychic resonance of non-real objects. You watch them work. This is the moment. The birth of an impossible idea. The forging of a weapon from a dream. You stand before your team. This is our path, you declare. We will build a fleet that this enemy cannot see. A fleet that it cannot touch. A fleet that it cannot erase. You look at Jian Li, the pragmatic engineer. She still looks skeptical, but she also looks challenged. So you want us to build a fleet of very expensive, very complicated ghosts, she asks. She shakes her head and allows a small smile. Fine. I just hope they end up being friendly ghosts. You turn to the master schematic on the main screen. A new project file is created. You give it a name that will become a legend, a name that holds the last hope of a species. Project Ghost Fleet. You give the final order, a command that will echo through history. Begin construction. Across the Sol system, in hidden shipyards and secret labs, the work begins. Humanity starts building its salvation, a fleet of ships designed to sail on seas of impossibility, a weapon forged from nothing at all.